Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. The 2024 election has concluded and Donald Trump has defeated Kamala Harris. He will reach 312 electoral votes. She will reach 226 electoral votes, with the states of Nevada and Arizona soon to be called for Donald Trump. A lot has happened in this election, and there is a lot to unpack from the election day results, and we will take a lot of weeks and many videos to analyze and break down everything that has happened in the presidential election, as well as in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. This channel is not over. We are just getting started. We're going to continue to analyze the next 4 years of politics, maybe even expand to Canada and other countries in the world. And we will continue to cover anything election related and policy related on this channel. So I really appreciate everyone who stuck by me the past few months that I have covered this since March when I started. We are getting close to 2,000 subscribers, and I really hope that we can expand even a lot further before the next presidential election in 2028. But let's just take this video to analyze a general idea, general theme of what happened in the 2024 election, and also show you guys how accurate I was in my presidential prediction, which you can also watch right now. I'm going to put it at the top of your screen right now so you can watch it and compare it yourself to the 2024 actual results. Before we get started on this video, please subscribe if you're new to this channel. Please like this video and put all your comments and suggestions in the section below. Let's get started here. And the first thing that really jumps out to all of us is that Donald Trump won the popular vote. And not only did he win it, but he won it, as I project right now, by over 2 points. He's up right now in the popular vote by around 3.5. I do expect that to come down a little bit because California still has a lot of ballots that need to be reported. So this will probably come down a little bit. Right now he's winning the popular vote by around 4.5 million. That'll probably come down under 4 million. And so, but still, it's a huge win for Republicans. They haven't won the popular vote since the 2004 election. And if Trump keeps this margin generally stable, maybe over 2 points, then it'll be the largest popular vote win for Republicans since 1988, when we see here on this map, Bush Sr. won the presidential election in a complete landslide. But the presidential results were also very interesting in the fact that some of the states that did shift in certain directions were a lot more than we expected. Like, for example, in safe blue and safe R states, they had huge swings to the right. I wanted to show you this graph right here. These are all the states based on the most Democrat to the most Republican, and these are their respective shifts. As we can see, every single state shifted Republican except Washington and Utah, which didn't really move at all. And keep in mind, Washington still has votes that need to be counted. Right now, Trump has actually gained a little bit, so I expect him to be able to actually outperform this. The state of Washington will not change from 2020, and the state of Utah is the only other state Trump won it by 20.5%. Right now, there is still 66% of the votes only in, so I expect him to actually gain a little bit depending on where those votes will come from. So the conclusion would end up being that every single state actually trended and shifted to the Republicans this time around. The states that shifted the most Republican, if you really take a look at some of these lines, are the states that are more safe, as well as really large population centers. Look at the state of Massachusetts. That is a huge shift to the right. Maryland, California, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Illinois, New Jersey. And on the Republican side, Florida and Texas saw a huge shift. We can see Tennessee, Alabama also saw massive shifts. South Carolina, Alaska, Ohio, a little bit of a shift. Iowa too. Pennsylvania was a little bit. Nevada probably saw the largest shift out of those swing states. And if we check here, you guys can actually see those shifts right now. And obviously the votes are not completely counted, but right now these are going to be these shifts from most Republican all the way down to, Washington, which hasn't really changed. And we can see here, the state that shifted the most Republican is the state of California. And so a really big theme with this election, deep blue states, did horribly for Kamala Harris. She lost a lot of support in deep blue states, and that is a huge reason why Donald Trump right now has 51% of the popular vote, when in the 2020 election, he was around 46 to 47. That is a huge shift. Basically, Kamala Harris is now in the position in the popular vote that Trump was in the 2020 election. Let me show you guys the shift map from 2020 to 2024, and you're gonna see a lot of red right here. And so obviously these counties out west are not done counting, so don't look too much on this side and wonder why those arrows aren't there yet. The rest of the country tells a really massive story. Let's go now to the Midwest. And in the Midwest, there was huge shifts, mainly among urban centers. Even rural areas shifted, but a big reason why Donald Trump was able to improve so much was because of these urban centers. Look at Wayne County, 9-point shift. Look at DuPage County, Will County, Kane County. These are all Chicago metros. Look at Philadelphia and all the metro counties around Philadelphia. Also in the northern region of Virginia, look at this, every single county. So these are all humongous shift. Loudoun County was 9 points. And probably the area that shifted most towards the Republicans was the Northeast. Even states like Massachusetts saw huge swings to the right. New York State, obviously, New York City, we have a lot of other swings. Let's zoom in right here to some of these counties that are already fully reported. New Jersey also, Union County is a really a big important suburb of the New York Metro. Same thing with Bergen County. And these are double-digit changes from the 2020 to the 2024 election. Another big reason and another big takeaway from this election is that Donald Trump made huge gains among Hispanics. He actually won Hispanic men by 10 points, which is a 30-point swing from the 2020 election. New Mexico got a lot closer. If we check out the results in New Mexico, she only won New Mexico by less than 6%. And in 2020, Biden won New Mexico by 11 points. This is a huge shift to the Republicans. The state of Texas was another huge state that I honestly predicted this wrong. I did not think that Donald Trump would win the state of Texas by 14 points. But looking at this map, we see all these counties in the southern part have flipped Republican. Even counties such as Tarrant and Harris County, which are really urban counties, shifted Republican. And that's mainly due to Hispanics. And obviously African Americans, we see some gains in the state of Georgia. But Georgia is one of the states that she actually was able to make gains in the outer suburbs. So if Donald Trump did not make the gains in the rest of the state, including very heavily black areas down over here, the state would have been a lot closer. He ended up winning the state by around 2 points. So this is definitely going to be a closer state next time around. I do think this is one state that Republicans probably need to worry about if they are worrying about any of those swing states. The state of North Carolina generally looks pretty favorable for them. Obviously the state of Florida is also going to look very good for them. They won the state of Florida by 13 points, which is exactly what I had said. And obviously we have still counting in Arizona and Nevada, but I do think he'll end up winning Arizona by 5. He'll end up winning Nevada by around 4, which also is a little bit different from my personal predictions. Let me show you guys the state of California, because this is also something that I wanted you guys to take a look at. Speaking of why the popular vote got so much closer. This is why the popular vote got so much closer. A big reason why. Look at 2020. Look at 2020 right here. There is not a lot of red counties at all. In fact, all the counties that actually have a pretty large population, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, have all flipped Republican. And, obviously a lot more than that. You have counties in the center, Fresno County also. We have Kern County was already red. We have Inyo County and a lot of other counties all over California have flipped Republican, and that has shifted the state. If we check down here, it was a D plus 29 state. Now it has come down all the way to D plus 17. As of now, the most Republican shifting state. It shifted 12 points to the right. And so, looking at all this and looking at, obviously we have a lot to take down, a lot to really analyze in all these swing states. But let me get now to my prediction and how accurate my prediction was. So this ended up being my prediction. My prediction was 297 for Donald Trump, 241 for Harris. Keep in mind, the darkest shade is going to be 12 points or over. This shade is 6 to 12. This one right here would be 2 to 6, and this one right here would be 0 to 2 points. So my prediction right here was that she would win all of these states by 12 points or over. That includes all of the West and all of the Northeast, except New Hampshire and Maine. My likely states for Trump included Texas, where I did underestimate him, as I previously said. And my likely states for her were Colorado and New Mexico. And obviously my lean states and tilt states were those 7 battleground states. Now let's compare it to the actual results. And so this was the actual result of the 2024 election. Once again, I'm going to go through this real quick. Some states, the West Coast, I got the margins. I got the shading correct. However, I did think she would win California by higher than 20. She ended up winning California right now by only 17. If we look at Nevada, I did underestimate Donald Trump. Right now, he's up in Nevada by 4 points. I had him winning Nevada by 1 point. The state of Arizona, I had predicted pretty well. I said that he was going to win Arizona by around 2 to 3 points. He has actually won Arizona right now by around 5 points. We don't know if that's going to shrink or grow, but right now it is 5 points. New Mexico, I actually had him winning by 6 points. Her winning by 6 points. She has won New Mexico by 5 points, so I was only 1 point off. Colorado, I predicted that margin pretty correctly. She ended up winning by 11. I also said 10 to 12. The one state that I did miss probably the most besides New Jersey was the state of Texas. I had Trump winning Texas by 10 to 12 points. He won Texas by 14 points. And this is a crazy shift to the right, and I'll obviously analyze that in another video. Moving now down to Georgia, I predicted he would win Georgia by 2 to 3 and North Carolina by 2 to 3. I was completely accurate. He has won the state of Georgia by 2 and the state of North Carolina by 3. Moving on to Virginia, I predicted that she would win Virginia by 5. I was dead on. She won Virginia by 5 points. I did predict that Illinois would be over 12, and Illinois ended up being under 12. Right now, Illinois is only a 9-point win for the vice president. The state of Iowa is over 12, which I predicted, and the state of Ohio has just fallen at 11 points. I predicted a 12-point margin in Ohio, so that is only 1 point off. Before I get to the Rust Belt, let's go quickly up to the Northeast. And this is where obviously my predictions were accurate, but my margins were pretty wrong in 2 main states. In the state of New Jersey, I predicted she would win the state by 12 points. She has only won the state of New Jersey by 5 percentage points. Looking at the state of New Jersey, she is only up right now by 5 points with 94% of the vote in. If we take a look at some of these swings that we see already, all these states, all these counties, especially more north, shifted over 10 points to the right. And this is going to be a state that, I don't really know, but maybe it could be a lot closer in the near future. New York also, she only won by 12 points. I had her winning New York by a little bit over that, between like 13 and 14 points. But in my video, if you go back, I actually said that states like Oregon, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York have a chance of falling under 12 points, and it seems like that has happened. So I am pretty good at pointing that out. In the state of New Hampshire, I was completely accurate. I had her winning by around 3 to 5 points. The state of Maine, she actually overperformed what I expected. She won by around 7 points. I expected her to win Maine by 5, so that is only a 2-point miss. So still, generally across all of the country, I was extremely accurate, except in my margins in Texas and New Jersey, but still all my predictions were correct. Moving on to Minnesota now, my margins are the same. I did expect her to win by 4 points. She has won by 4 points. In the Rust Belt trio, my predictions were pretty accurate besides the state of Michigan. Michigan is the only state I got wrong. I actually projected Michigan to go for Harris by 0.5%. It has gone to Trump by 1.5%. 4% as of now. Wisconsin, I was correct in projecting Trump would win by 1 point. And Pennsylvania actually is a surprise if we check. Pennsylvania, he has won by 2 points. He leads in Pennsylvania by 130,000 votes right now. This is a little bit more than my expectation. I had him winning Pennsylvania by 1. He has won Pennsylvania by 2 points. But all around, my prediction was very accurate. I missed only one state. I'm pretty happy about my prediction in the presidential race. And obviously, we still have a lot to get to in the Senate and in the House, but we're going to leave that for another video. Of course, we are spending a lot of time talking about this. I don't want to make a video too long, and please stay tuned for videos coming out that are going to be also on the Senate and the House. This video is only on the presidential race. But a good closing statement for this video is just kind of letting you guys know a couple conclusions that have been summarized. They are summarized pretty good in the New York Times, posted by Election Wizard. These are some good summaries that really tells you guys what happened this election cycle, because in the speaking demographics, white voters did not really change at all. Trump did not gain much. She did not really gain much. It was really in these minority voters and in urban and suburban places. So in urban counties, Trump gained 5.2% from 2020. In suburban counties, he gained 4.3%. With counties over 25% of the population, he gained 4.1%. With counties over 25% Hispanic population, he gained by 9.5. Counties that are less than 50% white, he gained by 7. And over 50% college educated counties, he gained by 4. So the theme of this election is, A, he did gain among college graduates, unlike what many people would have thought. B, he gained among Hispanics more than what people would have thought. And C, the general reason why he did so good in this election is really because of the gains that he made in the cities and the suburbs. Obviously, the rurals were extremely good for him. The rurals really turned out for him, but obviously, their populations are a lot smaller. So it is really these suburban and urban counties that really drove him over the top in the most competitive states, such as Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and also made states that are extremely urbanized: New Jersey, New York, California, Illinois, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware. I made them all a lot closer than in the 2020 election. And in the 2016 election, this election has been won by a lot more than what Trump won by in the 2016 election. But that's going to be all for today's video. I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. Please like my video, put all your comments and suggestions in the section below, and stay tuned for other content. I will check you guys out later.